Patrick, hit us with some stats, won't you?
The Ant Bully was released on July 28th, 2006, with a budget of $50 million and grossed $55.2 million, which is a massive bomb when it comes to these animated films. These are like printing money. I mean, like Croods made $600 million and nobody remembers that movie at all. So to only make 55.2, I guess people must have been turned off. I feel like the animation style turned me off. I was like, ugh, Jimmy Neutron style. Ugh. I don't know what it was that caused this one to bomb so badly, but 55.2 on a kids movie that's vaguely got, I mean, it's starring Julia Roberts, Nicolas Cage, Meryl Streep, like
huge cast, all
huge cast. I would say most of the budget probably ended up going to that because it damn sure didn't go to the animation.
Right.
Not to critique the animation, but you know. This was directed by John A. Davis, who is the creator, director, writer, and producer of Jimmy Neutron. So it all makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just don't like that style. I think it was cheap to produce those, and that's why there's like 400 of those Jimmy Neutron specials and TV show and all that crap. But it's just ugly. This is much better than Jimmy Neutron.
Yes, this is way better than that, but
and visually way better, but still has kind of the hallmarks of that low res, kind of ugly style.
And just empty. The world feels very empty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Written by John A. Davis, but it was also a book by John Nichol, which is funny. I'm wondering if it was named after his kid, because the kid's name is Lucas Nichol. So is it autobiographical? Was he the ant bully? Is he the one who just like was burning ants with a magnifying glass out in the yard?
A lot of children's book authors write just books for their kids to start with. So that's probably why, maybe he was like, kid, you got to stop killing ants. It's like,
I got to teach this kid a lesson somehow.
Like, they're living creatures.
You're a psychopath.
It starts with the ants. Next thing you know, he's going to be dissecting cats in the basement.
Slingshotting birds and
shooting the neighbor's cat with a BB gun from across the street. This was only 32 pages, and it's meant for kids aged 4 to 8. So that'll be the first book that we tackle in our book club. I think we could all make it through that one. The book is way different. There's no wizard. It's Sid, the bully, who actually gets shrunk at the end of the story. Most of the other stuff is kind of there, but not. I think it's like he gets shrunk down, and then he goes in and gets the jelly beans, and then he learns his lessons and stuff, and that's about it. But the exterminator, the cloud breather, is all made up just for this one. It was shot by no one, of course, but technically we did have a director of photography, Ken Mitchroney, who is a storyboard artist who's worked on Tiny Toons, Gargoyles, A Bug's Life, Planes and VeggieTales, and also Jonah Hex.
Why does that movie keep coming up?
It keeps coming up.
I'm finally breaking into live action.
This is my shot.
Say, comic book movies are great. They can't fail.
Blowing up. It's that weird thumb that what's her face has. Nobody will notice that. Megan Fox's thumb. Edited by John Price, who is John Davis's editor on Jimmy Neutron, but also edited a handful of episodes for the recent DuckTales reboot. Which I never saw any like good or bad. I feel like it just kind of happened, and then nobody talked about it again. Mm-hmm. I think the only thing that really came out of it was that Larry King interview with
with Ahmed from Community.
Yeah, I star on DuckTales. You fly around in a private jet.
Oh God, that's great.
Music by John, I think it's Denny, D-E-N-E-Y, Denny. He's a composer for hire, probably the heaviest hitter in the production team He's worked on a ton of projects been working since 1980. But just to call out a few, he did Hocus Pocus, Liar Liar, The Emperor's New Groove, all of the Spy Kid movies, Sin City, Bruce and Evan Almighty, Iron Man 2, the live action Jon Favreau Jungle Book movie, 14 episodes of The Orville, and most recently the 2024 Garfield movie that's being decimated by the critics as we speak.
But I hear the music's great.
I'm sure the music's great. I'm sure that's not anyone's complaint.
Yeah.
Ratings, this has a 62%, 6.2 out of 10 on 118 reviews, which is a lot of reviews, especially for 2006. But 62% feels high. Spoilers for our ratings later on. But I did see that like the top critics gave it like a 44%. But all critics combined made it a 62%. So there were quite a few non-top critics who were like, this movie's great. That's why we don't let them vote, you know.
Yeah.
The audience, however, was a 42%, which is, that's right.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go by the top critics, 44%, 42% on the audience, that makes sense. But 62% just feels way too high to me. Mm-hmm. And then the Metacritic score is 59%, which, again, no.
Yeah, it seems off.
Yeah. IMDb is a 5.8 out of 10, which is also really high, but maybe there's some nostalgia behind that. Some kids who grew up with this weird Jimmy Neutron chimera of Pixar film. Like, I don't know. And it did get a cinema score. I feel like we haven't had very many cinema scores this year. A-. It also feels high. I don't know.
Yes, I mean, that's low for a cinema score, but it also feels high.
That's pretty generous.
That means, I don't know how many. I wonder what the percentage of people who were like, nah, I didn't like it means for an A-, because, you know, if it's A, then it's the majority of people who are there liked it. A-, like 75% of them liked it, maybe.
Makes me wonder, like, if you do a cinema score for a kid's movie, are you asking the children what they thought?
I liked it, and
it's great.
A+.
A+.
I like jelly beans.
I really love jelly beans.